Hey everyone, how's it going? My gosh, we are being absolutely spoiled for announcements at the moment. We've just had our Wonderfest a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, this weekend we had the announcement of Goodsmile Fest, and there's been a load of new exciting figures. I want to go through some of my best and worst announcements from this festival. And we're going to start with pop-up parades and Nendoroids, and then we're going to move on to scales. First up, we had two Tokyo Revengers figures. We had Mikey and Matsumi. It's been a long time since I watched Tokyo Revengers, but both of these figures are a collab between Orange Rouge and Pop-Up Parade, and they're both non-scale figures, and I'm just really happy that Tokyo Revengers is getting a bit of love. Yeah, I was really excited to see these. However, we do have one Haikyuu announcement, and that's Kai Takushima, and yeah, he looks so good. I love the way he's got his coat on. It just looks really nice. And this is another Pop-Up Parade Orange Rouge collaboration figure. The next one we had was from My Hero Academia, and that's a Hawks figure. He just looks really good, really powerful, and I know Hawks has got some really good scales out there, but if you're looking for a more affordable price, this might be a figure that interests you. My last Pop-Up Parade that I was really excited about was a Demon Slayer figure, and that is of Obinari Iguro. Iguro just looks really good. I think because of the colour of his kind of traditional coat and his uniform, it's very black and white stripes. I think this will translate really well to a pop-up parade figure because the patterning kind of does a lot of the work and it won't need as much shading. So I'm really excited to see this one. Last pop-up parade that I feel really excited about is the Spy Family Anya figure. Her pop-up parade in collab with Goodsmile company looks so good. She looks so cute. I did have a couple of Nendoroids that actually, I don't collect Nendoroids, but there were a couple I thought looked really good. One was a Danganronpa figure of Junko Inoshima. We're going to talk about her again later, but for now, her Nendoroid, she just works so well as a Nendoroid. There was also an original character figure announced by Solarian Toys, and it was a 1/7 scale figure of Shige-chan, I think is how you say her name. I just thought this art illustration looks so good, really punchy, so it really stood out to me and I wanted to give it some attention. Moving on, we have Euro Camp figure of Shimarin, and this is bit by Hobby Stock. It's called her Shibire Lake camping version. I'm really excited to see another Rin figure. There's some really great Rin figures out there, and so I don't know, I just think there's quite a few that I really like, and so I'm quite happy for another good one to be made. Hopefully it's of the same caliber, we'll just have to see. We've got some Wandering Witch announcements of Elena and Saya. These two figures are 1/7 scale figures by Proof. I'm just happy more witch figures are getting made. I love witch figures, they're great. So I'm really excited for this. This one, the design of the figure looks super dynamic and looks really exciting. I think this is probably the best Kurumi that's gonna be on the market. It's a 1/7 scale figure, and it's called her Ricel Fusion version. And just, oh my gosh, the whole design is so fantastic. It's so dynamic. She looks great. The base looks amazing. I just really love this figure and I'm really excited to see it progress to coloured scale. We got to see again the Falslander Hemet Nethel figure by Wing, the 1/7 scale figure. She looks so good. We had a lot of Girls Frontline announcements. I wasn't as impressed as previous announcements for Girls Frontline, but there was one that stood out, and that was R0635. And she's got a figure made by Fat Company. We don't yet know the scale, but it's probably going to be a 1/7 scale figure. And she just looks really nice. I really like her dress. And so this one kind of just looked like it had a different vibe, which I really liked. We finally got an announcement and release of the Quintessential Quintuplet series by Goodsmile company. They're releasing all of the sisters, and they all look amazing. It's called their date style version, and they're 1/6 scale figures, which in my humble opinion, 1/6 is the best scale. So I think these girls are going to look so good, and they're so much nicer design than there were the other figures of them on the sofa, which are ridiculously, they've gone up for pre-order and they're so expensive. For anyone who's a fan of quintessential quintuplets, this is the series to get. Like, this is the one if you want to go scales. I have to talk about some male figures, two specific male figures by freeing. One was the Gojo Suguru figure, and one was Geto Suguru. And they just look so good. I don't know, like, I'm not as a big fan of Gojo. His figure, like, I think he's got some really good 1/7 scale figures. Having said that, I still think if he's your best boy and you want a quarter scale of him, this is like, it's not bad. On to the bunnies section. Oh my god, there were so many good bunnies. So I pretty much have to talk about all of them because they all deserve a mention. First up, we have a 1/7 scale figure. So this is our only 1/7 scale figure. After this, we move on to quarter scale. And this is a Max Factory bunny of a Blue Archive figure called Karen Kakudate, maybe? Kudate? Anyway, she looks really cute. I really love the color transition in her hair. So I think this is going to be a really exciting bunny when it moves to grayscale. I'll definitely be looking out for it. Right, moving on to the freeing quarter scale bunny section. And to start off a showstopper selection, we have Fate Grand Order bunny of Ultria Pendragon. And it's her in like a casino themed bunny version, which is seemingly based on the Fate Grand Order game. She just looks amazing. I love a good casino themed like figure in general, so I'm really excited to see this painted. Like, oh, I really hope it's good. For you who missed out on Anubis and Bastet by binding, there is an Anubis frame bunny, which is again a quarter scale. It's based on an Anubis cosplayer. I know it's not quite the same as the original Anubis, however, I'm sure it's significantly cheaper. We have a Komi Can't Communicate figure of Shoko Komi, and I think she translated really well to bunny form. I think it's to do with her character design. It did just naturally translate. Even though this isn't like the most exciting bunny out there, I do think there's something about this bunny that just works. And to finish off the Kaguya-sama Lovers War collection, we have a Hayasaka Ai bunny that's been announced, which I'm really happy that they're giving her some love and she can join her friends. So yeah, that's great. We also have another one, a Food Wars bunny of Mito Ikumi, which is again going to join the Food Wars saga of bunnies. And I'd say she's probably my least favorite of all the bunny announcements, but I do like that freeing are trying something different by giving her stockings and a bikini, I guess. It's not to my personal taste, but I'm sure the Food Wars fans out there are really happy about this. The freeing announced a quarter scale of Evangelion Ayanami Rin figure, and it's from the Rebuild of Evangelion series. And she looks so good. I actually love everything about this figure except her hair looks kind of plasticky. We've moved on to my final top 10 figures that I'm really excited for, and to start off in number 10 we have a Steins Gate figure of Makisi Kirisu, and she looks so good. This figure base is honestly breathtaking. It's a 1/7 scale figure by Goodsmile company. And if you're a fan of Steins Gate, you have to get this. Like, it looks so good. There's so many amazing details on this figure. This was just one that I was quite emotionally attached to, and it's a Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba figure of Makomo. And it's like, I'm amazed Makomo is actually getting a scale figure because she's not like a main character. This is a figure by Fat Company. We don't know the scale yet. I suspect it's going to be a 1/8 scale figure. But she looks incredible. Her base has a bit of detail to it, which I really love that when they do that. I really hope she gets a pair. So we'll just have to wait and see. Freeing gained my 8th space placement with a quarter scale freeing figure of Uzui Tenjin. I can't believe they're doing a Tenjin figure, like a quarter scale Tenjin figure. Like, oh, this guy looks so good. My only criticism is he's a little bit orange. I'm hoping they'll tone down on the orange tones when they do his final paint job, but this looks great. Moving on to number 7, we have Belle from the film Belle. Aesthetic of this film was amazing, and Belle's design for her character was insane. I know Goodsmile company are going to deliver on this, and she's going to just look fantastic. In 5th and 6th place, we have 2 Tokyo Revenger figures. They're both 1/8 scale figures by Freeing, and that is of Ken and Mikey. And my God, these boys look so good. Like Mikey especially with his coat. Oh, perfection, perfection. And Ken with the flag with the logo on it. Damn, these boys are looking good. We have 2 Spy Family figures, one of Yura and one of Anya, and they're getting 1/7 scale figures by Goodsmile company. I'm so happy that Goodsmile company are doing some Spy Family figures, because the ones that have come out so far, just for me, haven't quite hit the right note. Like the Anya figures that are scale, she looks kind of serious. I want one of her like happy. I actually really like a lot of the Anya Price figures. But I'm really glad that yours getting a scale figure as well, because she's such a great character. I just really hope they add the dad in. We'll just have to see what happens, fingers crossed. We're moving up to my final 2 figures. We have a Danganronpa figure in place number 2, and that's of Junko Inoshima. It's a 1/4 scale bunny figure by Freeing. This for me was the ultimate bunny of all of the announcements. Like they nailed her bunny suit with the 2 colors, the 2 tones, which then match her little earpieces. Oh, they just got it. Her boots are great. Her pose is quite interesting. First place was an Overlord figure of Albedo, and this is a Fat Company figure. And oh my gosh, this Albedo figure it nailed it. This is the Albedo figure, I feel. She just looks so good. It's more of like a sitting position, but I love the way her wings are spread out. It's just very artistic. She looks amazing. If Fat Company deliver on this is going to be a beautiful figure. Fat Company generally charge a really high price for their figures, and there's already like an albedo tax. So we're moving on to my 10 most disappointing announcements from Goodsmile Festival. So coming in at number 9 and 10, we have 2 Nendos. So number 10, we have a Demon Slayer Nendo of Kamado Nezuko. I just don't really like this Nendo design. The whole point in Nendos is they're meant to be kind of chibi and cute, and I don't know, this just doesn't work for me, her in her adult form. In place number 9, we have a Liu Tianyi figure by Goodsmile Arts Shanghai. Liu Tianyi just had her scale figure come out. I don't see why you'd want to get a Nendo of this when you can get the scale. The scale looks so good. In place number 8, we have 2 figures. We have Nadeshiko and Rin have got a uniform version Nendoroid by Max Factory. I just don't see the need for this to exist. Rin already has so many Nendoroids, and she's got like one that's up for pre-order where she's got on her scooter. Why would you want her in her uniform? Why would you not go for the scooter one? It's just so much better in so many ways. Place number 7, we have a Vocaloid series of Hatsune Miku, and it's her Symphony 2022 version. It's a 1/7 scale figure. Why does this exist? Seriously, this literally matches the anniversary figure of her as the 5th anniversary one. And it's just the worst version of that with the exact same aesthetic design. 6th place, I have another Hatsune Miku figure, and this is the 15th anniversary Hatsune Miku. It's a 1/6 scale figure by Goodsmile company. For me, this is just a bit too busy. Like, there were too many colors, there was lots of different patterns. I actually preferred it at Greyscale. I'm still really impressed with the sculpt, like the hair looks really good, but the colors are too much, the patterns are too much. So I think I'm out with this one. 5, we have an Eden Zero figure of Rebecca Bluegarden. Oh, Freeing, what have you done to her butt? It's literally like she's had plastic surgery. They've just enhanced it too much. I don't like it. It's not for me. I'm not a big booty person. In 4th place, we have an Evangelion figure of Asuka Langley, and this is a Goodsmile company of her from the Rebuild of Evangelion series. Why have they given her like this acrylic stand with a floating rock that she sat on? I just don't get it. Like, honestly, the base bugs me so much that it killed all love for this figure. Come on everyone, go get the Revolve one, it looks really good. That's the one to go buy. 3rd place, we have an Asuna Yuki figure of Asuna in her Goddess Stacia outfit. Supposedly roomwear version, but I cannot see how this is a roomwear outfit given it's her in her like battle armor. It's a figure by Hobby Stock, and I just feel there's too many of Asuna in this skin. Like, I wish they'd gone for like an Elfheim online of one of her in her Titania outfit. There's like
no figures of that, and the ones that do exist are so inflated in the aftermarket. We have so many of her in her Goddess Station outfit. I'm so bored of it.
For my final two figures, there's another hobby stock figure, and this is another Hatsune Miku figure. I don't know why I'm slamming on Hatsune Miku today, but yeah, it's happening. This is a Digital Stars version. It's from her 2022 version. And I really love the concept art for this figure. I just cannot stand the prop in the back of this figure. I think it really ruins it for me, and I don't know why they didn't just like build up the base a bit to like not need a prop stand. So yeah, the moment I saw that prop stand, I was like, I'm out. Up to number one, and this is possibly the most cursed photo I have seen for a long time. This is a Fat Company figure of No Game No Life Shiro in her onsen version. Shame on you, Fat Company, because until now you've had a pretty good track record of making some really good figures. If you enjoy my content so far, yeah, you're more than welcome to subscribe. I'd really love to see you every week. That'd be great. And if you enjoyed this video, a like would also be really appreciated. I hope to see you next week, everyone, and speak to you soon. Bye.